Hi, good evening everyone. It's me, Colin, back with another shave. Tonight I will be using Shannon Soap's Iced Watermelon. I'll tell you off the puck, it smells absolutely fantastic. You can smell the spearmint and the watermelon. Such a good combination. Really good. The ingredients don't say anything about menthol on the soap itself, but on the splash it does. So hopefully that won't be too bad on the aftershave. Excuse me one moment, please. Sure. All right, sorry about that. And then of course I have the splash for it also, and the splash does say menthol on it, which I didn't realize when I bought it, but we shall see how that goes. So far I've been okay with some of the synthetic menthol, and that smells so good. I'm hoping this will be good with me too. Today I got back in my Smiles for Miles, my favorite spoon. I sent to him, and he made me a proper scooper with it, so that's freaking awesome now. And then for bowl, I'm using my green because it reminded me of watermelon rind, and I'm using my Opus Pelagic Shave octopus brush with, I believe, I put a King Titan in there. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention. And then I'm using my Above the Tie G1 with a blade that should have been thrown out. So we'll see how that goes on there. Let's get on with the shave because I'm really curious to shave with this soap and smell it on the face. But the lather, it's really hydrated. Probably on the verge of overhydration, but you know, I could go at it like a madman and really splay the brush and inject a bunch of air and whip it up, but I would rather it be creamy than just be full of air. But let me tell you that that watermelon just smells so good. It really does, and that spearmint with it is just so pleasant. And my Above the Tie G1, I have it shimmed with a plastic shim under it. just to give it a little bit more efficiency. And for those of y'all that might be asking why, like, I don't know if the camera will focus on this, but if you see that blade, even with the shim, it's basically sitting down on the base plate. There's like no blade gap. So if I took that shim out from under there, this is a very mild feeling razor. And so at least with that shim, it gives you some efficiency and allows you to feel the blade because of the angle you have to shave with this at. You're able to have blade feel with that little bit of But yes, this razor blade is done. It smells so good. The watermelon reminds me of, do you remember the old Jolly Rancher flat stick candies? Now I think you can just find them in the little squares, where it's not an overly sweet and fake smelling watermelon. It's just a very mild and subtle watermelon. That to me is exactly what this smells like. To me, it is just a very, very pleasant watermelon. I'm glad it doesn't smell like a fresh cut watermelon, because that would be gross. I know, I'm one of the weird people in the world that like real watermelon, can't stand it. The smell of it I don't mind so much. Don't like the texture of it. I prefer the taste of fake watermelon over real watermelon. I think that's just because I tend to get more bad pieces of watermelon that aren't super sweet. And so they don't have very good watermelon taste to them, you know. And who likes, you know, mealy watermelon? And that's what always happens to me with peaches too. It'll smell just beautiful. I'll bite into it. It'll be soft and mealy. It'll just be awful. But this soap is not, that's for sure. And this is their, I believe their baseline soap. It's just basically a cocoa butter formula, I do believe. Yeah, if there's menthol in that soap, I don't feel it at all. The spearmint smells so good. To me, that smells like a fresh leaf of spearmint. Just picked from the herb garden. It's just really pleasant. I meant to get this soap earlier when it released. And I missed it. And then when it came back, when it was back in stock, I didn't get it because it said iced and I was afraid it was menthol. And I said that in one of the groups and somebody was like, there's no menthol in the ingredients on the soap. But there is in the splash. You know, and that has really always limited me on splashes as menthol. Because it has always done my face in. But that scent is absolutely lovely. Absolutely love it. Let me get cleaned up and I'll be back with y'all with all the after thoughts, comments, and that sort of stuff. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Let's go over what we used tonight. Tonight we used the TwinPines WoodTurning. This is the deep dish bowl. I had them make this one extra deep for me. Really love it. I wish they would make more of them deep like this. Then I used the Opus Pelagic octopus brush I had him make for me. I don't remember which knot this is. I don't know. It needs some work, whichever one it is. Pretty scritchy still. Then I used the Shannon soap iced watermelon. Yeah, and this was just potassium and sodium hydroxide. So this is tallow, cocoa butter, avocado oil, cocoa oil or avocado butter, cocoa butter, shea butter, stearic acid, glycerin. Yeah, so this is a bunch of good stuff in here. And I believe this was $15.99, $13, $16.99, something like that. Good price though. 4 ounces of soap. So this was anywhere between I think it was either $13.99 or maybe $15.99, $16.99. So we'll say it's somewhere between around $4 an ounce, something like that. I don't know. Smells great. Then we have the iced watermelon. If you look in there, you have all the, see the tornado of angry watermelon babies in there. See that? Every time you talk about them, they get upset. See that? Don't talk about us. Okay. Anyways, enough with being 3. But after my shave, I rinsed with warm water, cold water, witch hazel, and then I use my hyaluronic acid and face oil. Oh, and then for razor today, I used my Above the Tie G1, which well, a lot of y'all haven't seen how this thing goes back together. And this is, let me put the screen on this in case I drop stuff. This is a really odd setup. Here's your base plate, right? If you notice, there's just a hole in there. There's no stem. Top cap, another hole. And here's your threads and a hook. Above the Tie quit making this because it was their most expensive razor head to manufacture because of this. I don't know if there could have been a different way to do this. It seems like they could have just manufactured it with this stem on there instead of making it separate, but they didn't. So you have to drop your stem in there, right? This is how I do it. I thread it on just a wee bit, okay, so it drops like that. Here's my plastic shims that I use. And when you put this on, you have to make sure that your hook is facing forward, right? Because that's what holds your blade in. So you put your shim on. Now your top cap, if you notice that there's more metal on one side than there is the other side. The side with less metal goes facing forward. Now what I always do, even when there's a blade on here, I just kind of let the, it's kind of hard to do on camera here with no blade on it. But if it had a blade on it, it wouldn't be this loose first of all, but I just let it down a little bit because it's a little bit loose. And it just allows this top cap to slide on and come back. And then you could just squeeze it together like that and it's on. When I do this with a blade on, it takes me less time to change the blade on this than it does a regular DE blade. But that's that. Now we'll get on with this and shake it up to mix all the oils and stuff in there. Now this does say it's alcohol free, it's witch hazel, water, fragrance, menthol, and glycerin. So all the stuff that was bubbling around had to have been, I guess, of witch hazel, seeing how it's water, witch hazel and glycerin, I guess. Maybe fragrance oils. We'll see how much menthol is in this. Hopefully a lot. Honestly, out of the Out of the splash, I'm getting more spearmint than I'm getting watermelon. Very little menthol. And I believe the description says that it has a healthy dose of menthol in there. Now I can feel it on my cheeks. But it's a very nice scent. See any redness? No redness occurring. It's not bad at all. Smells really good. I prefer the soap scent over the splash. The splash tends to be more spearmint than watermelon. I was really hoping that the splash would be a big blast of I said the name of the candy, but that watermelon blast. That's okay, but it was a great shave, great soap, great scent, great lather. Really enjoyed it. Hope y'all did too. What's tomorrow's shave? I'm not too sure what tomorrow's scent is. I'll have to look and see. But thank you for joining me for another shave, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, I wanted to share with y'all real quick what came in today, because I forgot to do an unboxing. Today I got in this, which is a Craving shaving handle. I was really surprised that it was still there, but this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I saw it when he posted pictures for his drop, and it's a good size handle too. It's not one of the smaller ones. And then I got in my Frankenstein Spooky Vine from Smiley. This knot's just stuck down in there. But that thing's cool, and there's my jack-o'-lantern key thing from him. But I think this is, I think that's a knot I'm going to put in there. What do y'all think? That's my King Titan bulb. I don't think it's down in there deep enough. I'm going to have to take my Forstner bit and run that deeper. I like these set at about 52. And I think that's setting pretty high right now. And then of course I got in my spoon. This is my prior one I had. And it's just difficult. To me, it was, I did good with this, but I just kept reaching for my spoon. And so I sent my spoon off to Smiley and asked him to hook me up, and he did. And he made this a little bit fatter for me, which I appreciate. And so, yeah. So now I have these two killer ones. So thank you for that, Smiley. It will get used quite frequently. And what's cool is that this one, you know, the size of this one will actually fit into one of these brush clips, or sits perfectly on the shelf like a brush. But yeah, and so tomorrow's razor choice will be the Rex Envoy. Not sure of what soap, like I said, but we'll figure that one out, and we'll see y'all tomorrow for another Pelagic Shave. Until then, please take care, be safe, and most importantly, God bless.